Thank you, Anthony. Meanwhile, the 2018-2019 budget was the focus of a public forum hosted by the Victoria Mutual Billing Society. At least one financial analyst raised issue with how the government proposes to balance the budget. TVJ's Janella Precious explains.
Arguably one of the highlights of the 2018-2019 budget.
No new taxes.
Financial analyst Dr. Andre Horton, while welcoming the announcement of no new taxes, urged the government to stick to its word.
Don't make next week we hear say, oh, and we made an error. We are putting tax on fuel, 70 cents per litre. We don't want to see that. This year we want a break, man. We are on the right side of the Laffer curve. So we need a break.
But it's on the issue of balancing the budget, which he has found fault. The government is to spend $773 billion this fiscal year, but plans to collect $700 billion. According to Dr. Horton, this approach could be problematic.
I call them down there and find out. So I want to say on a budget balance. I want to plan to collect $700 million. I want to plan to spend $773 million. So them tell me, say, is an estimate, and then if them not make one heap of thing. Like them say, if them not make the money for the other 73 million, them not bother spend it. So me I say, so why me couldn't say that? Like, why me couldn't say, all right, this 700 million guarantee for spend, and then the next 73 billion. So what areas are you going to cut? It's not like cutting, it's just where the money stop it pop off.
He says overall the government has come a far way in achieving the macroeconomic stability necessary for growth. It's a point with which the executive director of the Economic Growth Council, Aubin Hill, agrees. Mr. Hill, however, wants the private sector to do more to drive growth. An area, he argues, which has endless possibilities is agriculture.
Businessmen, all around in here who have hold for money, and everywhere we're going to talk about it. I spoke to some investors from the Middle East today, and I spoke about it. There is a great opportunity in agriculture, agro-processing, and storage.
On the issue of growth, the IMF stressed the need for the government to reduce its wage bill, adding that it must go beyond wage freezes.
It also means looking at the compensation structure and trying to pay people based on their performance, try to pay people in a way that incentivizes work. That would inevitably lead to a smaller public sector, but also better paid public sector workers. Fewer workers, but better paid.
Janella Precious, TVJ News.
Meanwhile, on the heels of his budget presentation on Tuesday, the opposition People's National Party spokesman on finance Mark Golding is again chiding the government about its handling of the economy over the past 2 years. At a post-budget press briefing on Wednesday, the PNP representatives insisted that the government is failing, as more should have been accomplished over the period. Mr. Golding continued his criticism, insisting that the progress seen so far was not the work of the current administration.
Those projects were coming to fruition now. And so that what we have seen is the benefits of the continuity of sound policies and programs which were initiated under our watch.
The government's 5 in 4 growth target was abandoned in January, with low growth targets outlined in the fiscal policy paper published last month. But according to the opposition, Jamaica should have seen far greater growth in 2017. He cited 2017 growth of 2.5% in the United States and the Eurozone, two mature economies, which he says are not expected to grow as much as an emerging economy like Jamaica. Jamaica's economy grew by 0.5%. He has criticized the structure of the Economic Growth Council, which he says is made up of wealthy businessmen who lack the vision of national development.
The trade unions, the churches, the entertainers, all of these segments of society included in the attempt to achieve high levels of growth, because we see inclusive growth as very, very important in order to achieve a society that is well balanced.
By his assessment, the current approach will only see the rich getting richer and the poor getting poorer. He says as a government in waiting, land title reform for farmers and others currently in poverty will be pushed as a growth strategy. He also listed early childhood education to include proper nutrition and social values, as well as addressing unattached youth and tertiary education, assisting among the areas high on the list of priorities for the PNP.